Good evening, everybody. Jill here from the Pet Bistro. It is Saturday, April 17th. It's kind of been a cloudy, cold, cloudy day out, but here we are. We have another Saturday Night Live lined up for you guys. If you're just now joining us, say hello. Let me know you're here. I know it takes a second sometimes to get into your feed. We have kind of some fun things to talk about tonight. We have a few more in-store specials that were not talked about last week that Delilah has put on special this week for us. And then we have some new toys that came in. So we're going to unbox those. I haven't even seen them. They are straight up still in the cardboard box, still wrapped. I haven't even seen them. Besides the photos and the pictures, I honestly don't know what they look like. So I'm kind of excited to share those with you. And then we're going to talk a little about deworming. So heartworm, intestinal parasites, internal, external parasites, when to maybe do a worm cleanse with your cat or dog. So that's always fun. Parasites are always an interesting topic. I think they're interesting. A lot of people think they're gross, but worms are a part of our life and our surroundings. So we're going to talk about some worms. Looks like Misty is here. Hello, Ashley and Jennifer. Glad you could join us. What have you guys been doing this weekend? It's kind of cold, and I think we were really spoiled last weekend. Or was it last weekend or 2 weekends ago now that we had some really nice weather?
The past month.
Yeah, we had some really nice weather, and now, every now and again I hear the word SNOW, and I'm like, wait, what? It's April. So, all right. If you're just joining us, it's our Saturday Night Live. I have a tickle in my throat here. We have some fun things to show you guys tonight, of course, and talk about worms. All right. What should we do first, Delilah? What do you guys think we should do first? Should we talk about worms? Should we do our unboxing of our toys? Or should we go over some of the other really awesome specials that we have in store?
I say let's go over worms. We can unbox.
Worms? What do you guys think? What do you think? Put it in the comments. What should we do first? Unboxing, worms, or specials? You only got to type one word. I'll know what you mean. Ashley, what does Ashley say? Ashley's saying the cold is sapping my energy. I've kind of felt like that the last week too. I think we've all kind of been, the dreary weather has kind of made us all extra tired. I would totally agree with that. I think Lewis fell asleep on the couch last night at like before 8:30. I was like, "Are you sleeping?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm tired." So I get that. All right. Bernadette says toys. I would think that would be something you would say. I know that's a fan favorite of Buster's. So, Jennifer's just joining us. Hello. And let's see here. All right. So Bernadette's the only one that commented toys, worms, or specials, in-store specials. So, Kat's also saying toys. So let's do toys first. Now, you guys know we're all fans of Play, which is Pet Lifestyle and You is what Play stands for. And we had some really awesome Christmas toys. They had some really great interactive Halloween toys. They've come out with a couple other sets in between then and now. They have like the cinema set, which if you haven't seen those, it has like the little interactive popcorn balls and the 3D glasses and the movie reel, which are all super fun and exciting. We love Play because they have, all of their toys they're multi-sensory. So there's either a squeaker and like crinkle paper, or there's the interactive where the dogs like pull it out. Like the popcorn balls that come out of the popcorn bucket. And they just have some really fun stuff. So Jen just ordered these in. I have them in the cart here, so I'm going to pull that over. I have them. Look, they're still in a box even. Haven't even got that far. And then inside the box, they're still even wrapped. So just hold tight with me because I'm going to have to take them out and then actually open them to show you. So I think they're so new that we still need to put them in the database. So they came in and I was super excited. And I know a lot of our folks that join us on Saturday Night Live love to learn about new things. So I thought, why not show you guys what we got in? You're the first to see what we got in. They should be up online and ready to go in store Monday. So you guys might just have to hold tight. If there's a toy that you like, put it in the comments. And then we'll make sure once we get it in the database, we'll go back through and tag you and put the link to our online store. So you can then either purchase it online or we can hold one for you if you want us to. We'll do that for you as well. So if there is one of the toys that you think your pup needs, or maybe you need, let us know. Put it in the comments. I have Delilah with me tonight. So Delilah is over here answering questions for you guys. So here we go. Unboxing of some new play toys. Hold on. I got to get past all the stuffing, crinkle paper, everything else that we have. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness. These guys are so fun, but they're big and heavy. So here's the first one. All right. So here we go. Pet Lifestyle and You Play. This is the Camp Corbin. How fun is this? This is the camp box, and we have a bunch of new toys in here. 100% machine washable, durable layered fabrics, reinforced stitching. I know some of you guys need that. And interactive features offers hours of fun. Let's see what we got in here. I think there's 5 new toys. Okay. First up, who's ready? Who's ready? I think I might need this. I don't even have dogs, but how fun is this thing? This is looks like, I believe, a s'mores cookie. Let's see. Let's open these up. Camp Corbin plush toy collection. This is the custom squeaker crinkle gimme s'mores. So this is a layered s'mores bar. We have crinkle paper on this side, which looks like the chocolate and the graham cracker. And then we have on this side the graham cracker with the marshmallow. Wow, that's a good squeaker. I like that one. Whose the dogs are paying attention to me now? And look, it even comes with a bite taken out of it on the one side. There's actually like a little cut, like a bite's been taken out. So this is a sandwich toy. It comes apart, goes back together. You could probably hide some treats and things like that inside even for some extra interaction. So that is the Gimme S'mores part of the Camp Corbin box. Next up, let's see what's on our tag here. Next up, oh, this guy's fun. This is the Cozy Campfire. So this literally looks like a fun little flame. It has the wood logs. So the logs actually all have crinkle paper in them. And then, oh boy, we have a good,
That's very loud.
we have a good squeaker in the fire pit here. So this is the Cozy Campfire. That's super fun and cute with, of course, the fuzzy material. You know, I will say that I had a dog who loved to pluck all this fur off, but I know a lot of people have bought the Fluff and Tough toys that have this kind of texture on it, and some dogs do okay with it. But if your dog likes to eat this kind of material, this might not be for you, but it does have a really awesome squeaker in it, so can't complain about that one. What do you guys think so far? These are super cute. The pictures don't do them justice, of course. All right, next up we have the Trailblazing tent. So we have a tent here, and it's made out of like a really durable fabric. This almost reminds me of like a backpack type fabric. Let me see what's inside here. Looks like there's 2 sleeping bags inside. How funny is this? Can you give me the scissors, Delilah? I think they're both in here pretty good. Oh, I got one of them out. Nope, there we go. I got one of them. So yes, there's looks like little bugs, but there's like sleeping bags inside. So there's an orange one and a blue. These guys have the squeakers in them. And then the tent is made out of crinkle paper. So there is like a little hollow divot here where if you know anything about camping or backpacking sleeping bags, this is totally what they look like. They look like a little cocoon, or some of them are called like mummies. So you could totally hide a treat here and then stuff it back into the tent and let your dog find it. So there's 2 sleeping bags inside the tent. that go inside for interactive play. It's a find and squeak toy. So this is super cute. This is the Trailblazing Tent. Has some nice crinkle paper to it. What's everyone saying? Delilah, like them?
Yep.
All right, next up, hold on, I gotta find the name of it. They all have fun names. This is the Pack Leader Lantern. So if you're going camping, here we go. Your dog's got to take their own lantern with them. How cute. This is so stinking cute. This has a good squeaker in it. It's a good tough one, but it's more muted. It's not as loud.
Jennifer said she needs one of each of the camping toys.
One of each of the camping toys. We will get them set aside for you, Jennifer. They're so stinking cute. This one, I love it. So this is the Pack Leader Lantern. Could you imagine your dog carrying this around at the campsite? I got my own lantern. How fun is that? Okay, and then there's one more here to complete the collection. Okay, this is the last one. This guy is it's just called the Canine Kayak. So it's legit like a kayak. This is awesome. Let me see if I can show you here. There's a little piece of Velcro here where the paddle can get Velcroed to it. So this has crinkle paper. This has almost like it's like a t-shirt rope or something is in the middle. Feel that. What do you think that is? Do you think that's the t-shirt rope? Feels like it, doesn't it?
Well,
hold on, let's see what this says.
Tougher.
Yep, t-shirt rope. It says it right here. If we were to look up the Canine Kayak. So there's the squeaker, there's the t-shirt. So the t-shirt rope is in the middle of the paddle here. There's the crinkle, and then the squeaker is actually in the kayak. How fun. Look at all these fun details. They have a little embroidered dog here. This is embroidered as well, which is great. So if you have a dog that likes to pluck things or take eyeballs off, this is all embroidered into the fabric. And then this also has that like tough, durable backpack style material as well. So really good squeaker. So this is the Canine Kayak. So 5 fun new toys. That is part of the Camp Corbin collection from Play. These guys are super fun and super cute. What do you think? I know Jen's taking one of all. Hold tight. I have one more collection to show you though. Hold on. I gotta get it out of my box. It's hiding. This one's also super fun. Okay, what do we have here? Tropical Paradise. Ooh, what do you guys think is going to be in here? Tropical Paradise collection.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Okay. Let's get to the goods. All right, guys. So here is the Paradise collection. Tropical Paradise. What do you think's in here? Give me some ideas.
I think there's a pineapple in there.
Delilah thinks there's a pineapple. Do you guys think there's going to be a pineapple in here? It's the Tropical Paradise.
Maybe a coconut?
A coconut? Ooh, that's a good guess. I like coconuts. I don't know if they're in there, though. Okay, let's put these guys away.
Maybe a sloth?
Sloth. Okay, so first up, on top here. You guys ready? These are super cute. Crinkle, squeaker, and t-shirt rope, of course. First up is this guy. This is the Puppy Palm. So it's a fun little palm tree. It's got a lot of interaction. The bottom. Oh, there's a squeaker down here at the bottom. The top has crinkle paper in it. And then the coconuts are actually attached by the t-shirt rope, which this is really fun because you can see here on the back side that it pulls through. So your puppy has something to play with here. And then, of course, there's squeakers in each of the coconuts. I love it. How cute is this thing? So this is the Puppy Palm, part of the Tropical Paradise collection. Lots of squeakers. It's got a lot of good stuff going on. Next up, we have the Canine Cerveza, which is the coconut beer here. Oh, and it has lime. Has the, do they have a squeak? Oh, it has the grunting toy. So this is the what they call a giggle stick. So this one doesn't actually have a squeaker. It has a, it's not a grunter. It's it makes a completely different noise than a grunt or a squeak. So if you've ever purchased the champagne bottles from Play, or
Oh, those are in there?
yeah, what else has the giggle stick in it?
I don't think anything else does.
Yeah. So it makes a completely different noise. So if squeakers are like not your thing, or you think they're really obnoxious, they call it a giggle stick, and it has the bungee and it has the crinkle in the lime. So this is just a fun summertime canine beer for your collection there. So that one's super cute. What else do we got? Got 3 more to go. Oh boy. Here is the watermelon slice. This is like the most realistic watermelon slice I think we've seen. Even has, of course, the bite taken out. Why not? Has a good squeaker in it. Has some crinkle paper on the backside. Has that like durable, almost like woven material back here. Let's see if there's any good things I'm missing on this guy. This is the Wagon Watermelon. So pretty simple. Again, if your dogs like to pull things off, or you think there's no chance that lime is staying in the beer, this doesn't have any little pieces that would come off. So that's the Wagon Watermelon. Next up, oh, Delilah is right. We have a pineapple. This is the Paws Up Pineapple. Oh, man. How fun is this thing? Okay, so it has crinkle paper on the top, crinkle paper throughout. And then this is another Find and Squeak interactive toy. We're going to have to see what's inside here. Have to see if I can figure out how to get them out first. There we go. Look at this. There's pineapple rings. The rings also have a squeaker, so it looks like there's 3 pineapple rings inside the pineapple. How cute is this thing? This is going to be super fun. So if you're, and there's plenty of room. Look, guys, there's plenty of room. If you need to hide some treats in there. I love the fact that there's in the ring, there's a spot so you could totally shove a biscuit or other type of cookie inside of that, and then put the ring back into the middle for your dog to pull out. So this is super fun and interactive. Got to get all my pineapple rings back in there. How cute is this? This is so fun. I love it. Look, and they all stack in there. You guys can see this. They're all stacked like in a row inside the pineapple, all the rings. This is so fun. Paws Up Pineapple. It's a find and seek toy with multiple part construction for interactive play. Fair enough. Okay, we got one last toy from Play here in the Tropical Paradise collection. Who are all my flamingo fans out there? I know there's lots of flamingo fans out there. This one looks like a pool floaty. It's called the Flamingo Float. Has a squeaker in it. It has the rope toys here, like if you were on a floaty. These rope toys don't move. They are attached, but they're attached, or do they move? They kind of look like it. Nope, they don't. There's like a knot underneath. So they are stationary. They don't move like the other one. So there's a squeaker in the top here, in the flamingo's head, and in the tail. And this is the Flamingo Float. How cute is this thing? It's so fun. Okay, so that is the Tropical Paradise collection. So we have 2 fun summertime collections, camping, and of course the Tropical Paradise, which, like I said, Jen will have to get these in the database and online. So these are certified non-toxic toys. They're 100% machine washable, durable double layered fabrics, which is important, especially for those dogs that play tough with their toys. Reinforced stitching, interactive features, of course. So you can do lots of different things with these. You could even take, like, if you have a good interactive ball that's maybe filled with treats, and then shove it in the middle here and make them pull that out. I mean, you could really, really do some creative things with the different toys. So these are always fun. We love the fact that Play makes them pretty realistic for the most part. And it's fun. It's fun to have a cute little collection or toy at home, and it gives your dog something to do over the summer months. So awesome. What's your favorite, Delilah? What's your favorite?
I like the watermelon.
Delilah likes the watermelon. This is her favorite. I think the s'mores.
And the s'mores.
The s'mores is my favorite. I think this one's my favorite from the camp collection. Just because I like s'mores. Who doesn't like s'mores? Are you a s'mores fan out there? Where's my s'mores people at?
Jennifer Reed said Fonzie is cocking his head at the squeaking.
Where is all the squeaking coming from? What's your favorite, guys? What do you guys like so far? These are awesome. I love them. Okay. So those are the new toys that we have from Play. So those are toys. I know we had a couple requests to do toys first. So there you have it. Those are all the new dog toy collections that we got in. Okay, so next up, let's do some of the in-store specials. I have a feeling a lot of you guys are going to have a lot of questions about worms, so I'm going to save that for last. Do we have any other questions in the meantime, Dalila, that we have to answer?
Nope. Just everyone's s'mores and pineapple are faves. Watermelon.
S'mores, pineapple, watermelon. We got some favorites. Good. I think the tent's cute too. Like, that's pretty creative, putting 2 little sleeping bags inside the tent. I think that's pretty creative. As well as the lantern. Like, everything's, it's very realistic, which we don't always get that with toys. Some companies attempt that, but don't achieve it. So super cute. Okay, so next up, Dalila, you might have to help me because I know Dalila made signs for some of the added in-store specials that we have, and I don't know all of them or all of the pricing on them, so you might have to help me. So first up, we're going to keep up with our toy theme. And if you guys may have missed one of the newer Fluff and Tuffs, did we get some of the other new Fluff and Tuffs yet from our show?
So.
Okay. I know I just got confirmation that shipped. So Fluff and Tuff, of course, we love Fluff and Tuff. They're durable. They use the webbing here on the inside. They do a double stitch at about a 1/4 inch inseam. It's really great for tough chewers, dogs that play tough with their toys. We hear a lot from dogs that will destroy the stuffy toys quickly, that these last the longest. I will tell you, if you have a dog that likes to destroy Fluff and Tuff or stuffy type toys, I would avoid any of the Fluff and Tuff toys that have like little ears or appendages or extremities, because a lot of times those get chewed off first. Jennifer, our one employee, she has 2 pitties who can play pretty tough and rough. And her dogs actually do really well with the Fluff and Tuff toys. Most of them are somewhat put together, or they last way longer than any of the other stuffed toys that are out there. So last year we brought in a good share of the kangaroos. We were planning on doing something to help out with the fundraising for the Australian wildfires that were happening. However, COVID then happened. So we still have some of our fun, cute kangaroos. So this was a brand new toy launched by Fluff and Tuff last year. And of course, they have new toys coming out. We just placed an order. We should probably have those within the next week or two. So we love the company because they're always being innovative. They're trying to come up with new items and ideas. Every Christmas, they have some great holiday toys that always rotate. So you're not always getting the same Fluff and Tuff toy. We love the kangaroo, though, because it has, of course, a little Joey in the pocket. So the little Joey is just stuffed. He doesn't have a squeaker or anything, but, of course, the big kangaroo does. So they have a good squeaker. And he is just in here by, like, an elastic cord. So, again, depending on the type of dog you have. But you could put a little treat in the little Joey's pocket with him, make it an interactive toy. So right now in store, what we're running is if you purchase one of the kangaroos, which dollar amount is this guy?
$24.99.
24 or 25. So this guy, Dalila's looking up the price here for me real quick. If you buy him, you can get a second toy at equal or lesser value for half off. So if you need to add to your Fluff and Tuff collection, or it's about time for a new one, I will tell you they wash up nicely. Dr. Cole, I think, has pretty much every Fluff and Tuff for her dogs. They have a toy box full of Fluff and Tuff. And I know she washes them and cleans them and hasn't had too big of an issue. And she does have a destroyer at home. So I know there's a few appendages that have been missing.
$25.99.
$25.99. So if you buy the kangaroo for $25.99, If you purchase another toy from Fluff and Tough that is the same price or less, which they have small, medium, and large toys, you'll get the second toy 50% off. So I know we have a limited quantity of these. We don't have very many left. I know a couple people snagged them today. So these guys are really popular. If you're a Fluff and Tough fan, this would probably be a great time to stock up. We don't often run many specials on the toys. Fluff and Tough usually doesn't often give us discounts. And if they do, it's not a dramatic amount. So check out the kangaroo. So if you buy what is this one called? This is Phoebe and Joey, which is cute. All of their stuffies have actual names. You can get a second toy of equal or lesser value for 50% off. So that is one item that we just launched. The other one is we have, of course, this is one of our favorites. We have an overstock of the Open Farm dehydrated cod skins. So I think we should put an online code for these. So if people check out, they can get these discounted as well. Can you give me the retail price and the sale price? Because I don't know that on these.
Retail price is...
So this is, if you are not familiar with Open Farm is a favorite company of ours here at Pet Bistro. They have dry food for cats and dogs. They have grain-friendly and grain-free dry food. They have freeze-dried food for dogs. They have stew style, which is like a canned food. It comes in a Tetra Pak, which is a cardboard box. They have that for cats and dogs. They have the dehydrated dog treats. And then we also have their gently cooked frozen, and we have their supplemental milk. So they have a cow kefir, a goat milk kefir, and then they have flavored goat's milks, which can be used for cats and dogs. And those come in a variety of sizes as well. So the one thing that we love about Open Farm is that on every single one of their packages, you can see here that there is a lot code next to their expiration date. And that lot code, if you go to their website and type it into their search bar, there's like a magnifying glass that you can type that in. It'll actually tell you where the ingredients are sourced from. So they're super open and honest about their sourcing, their tracing, on all of their products. They also have a pathogenic test that you can download. They follow Global Animal Partnership. They also follow Ocean Wise, which is safe and friendly seafood practices and fishing practices. So they're not just trolling with nets and pulling up bycatch and, turtles and things like that. They're actually sustainably sourcing all of their meat from ocean and land. So just a really neat company. So what do we got here?
$9.99 for the regular price, and then half off. You'd get it for $4.99.
Okay, so they retail for $9.99, and then we are running a special right now for 50% off. So in store they're $4.99. I'm going to have Delilah set up an online discount code. So if you are not here locally and you can't make it into the store, you can still purchase these guys online for the discounted price. So we will work on that probably Monday as well. It's, end of the day, Delilah and I both have tomorrow off. So we will get this up, and then we'll just go back in and make sure we tag you guys in our post. We'll put it in the post there as well. So I will probably send it out in an email so you guys can also participate in the discounts if you're not here in Michigan or local to us, that you can make it into the store.
Just to clarify, it's buy one, get one 50% off.
Clarification on the Fluff and Tough. It's buy one.
No, the cod skins.
The cod skins.
Buy one, get one 50% off.
Oh, these ones are buy one, get
Yes.
one 50% off. So it's the same deal. So these are buy one, get one 50% off, and this is buy one, get one 50% off. Is that what I'm understanding?
So
Maybe you should be doing this.
So
the Fluff and Tough is buy one, get one 50% off.
So yes, that explanation was correct.
Yes.
These are buy one, get one half off. So you buy one for regular price $9.99.
Okay. And you get one for $4.99.
Yes.
Got it. So essentially they're 25% off each. Got it.
Yes.
Did you guys understand that? Thank you for clarifying. I told you. I've been working on other projects in the back and not out front. So this guy is buy one at $9.99, get the second one half off at $4.99. It's probably because we have some to get rid of, right?
Yes.
So we got an overstock. We got an overstock of the Godskins. I thought I just saw a message there that Andrea says her dogs love them. Yes, they are. They're like, do we have an open package? I don't think we do. They're like a square little, for lack of better words, a fish tater chip. They're crunchy. They are super crunchy. So if you have a dog that likes soft treats or a smaller breed dog, you can break them in half or into smaller pieces if you have a smaller breed dog. But if you have a dog that's maybe a senior and doesn't have many teeth left, this I would say is probably not your best option for a treat.
They do break apart. Like you can break them into like smaller pieces, but if you have like.
But they're still hard and crunchy.
Yeah.
They are definitely a crunchy treat. Yes. Thank you. Okie dokie. And then could you go get my other fishy item over there?
Quick question, Robert.
Yes.
So Andrea was asking if the toys are available online. So I asked which one she was referencing. So just to give her some clarification on the new.
Yes. Are you looking for the new toys, the play ones that we just unboxed, or are you looking for the Fluff and Tough toys, Andrea? Let me know.
So she said both.
Both. Okay. So the play toys from the unboxing that are from the new collections, give me till Monday. So they literally just came in last night and I was like, we have to share these. So of course I'm probably jumping the gun. So we will get them in. Once they are online, we'll actually put a link under your post. So it'll ping you and let you know that they're online. The Fluff and Tough toys, that one's going to be in store only. That one's a little bit more difficult to make happen. So that one's going to be in store only on the Fluff and Tough. And then Delilah is going to set up an online code for the Godskins. My brain.
However, all of the Fluff and Tough toys are still online. Yeah,
the Fluff and Tough toys are all online. It's just the discount for the second one, 50% off, will be in store. And then the play toys, like I said, we just got them in. We will be getting those uploaded Monday, and then our online team will get those put into the online store. So it's a little bit of a two-step process, but we will get that taken care of so you can get them online. I have a feeling, is that how do we only get 2 boxes? I think Jen's going to be reordering these soon. Jennifer, if you're watching, I think you're going to need to reorder all of the play toys already. Sorry. Or Jennifer. I know Jennifer Moore's already grabbing like one of each. So there we go. Okay. You want to grab me the Northwest Naturals?
Oh,
I think that's the last one, right?
I forgot all about that. Okay.
So one of our last in-store specials that we have, Delilah's grabbing them right now. So if you are a raw feeder or a raw food fan, or you try and add fresh food into your pet's diet, sorry, Delilah's struggling over there. She's coming. We have a new flavor from Northwest Naturals for both cats and dogs. So if you are a Northwest Naturals fan, they just came out with their trout recipe. So this one's for the kitties. You can see it's a smaller bite-sized piece. These are frozen. It's fish. There is no other protein. It's trout and bone. I take it back. The cat one has egg in it. Psyllium husk, salmon oil. So this is a fish blend. The egg is because of the A&D content, probably developed the formula. And in the dog one does not have fish. There is no fish in the dog one. I'm sorry, egg in the fish one on the dog. It's Saturday night.
I was like, there's no fish.
We should have our bloopers. This is a good bloopers reel. There's no fish in the fish. Okay, there's no chicken egg in the fish formula of the trout on the Northwest Natural. So you can see here the dog has the nugget pieces are a little bit larger. So this is a 2-pound bag. This is a 6-pound bag. And with the Northwest Naturals, it also comes in the 5-pound for the dog. It comes in the 5-pound chub. And it also comes in the 25-pound box of dinner bars. So if you buy bulk and you buy the dinner bars, so there's the whitefish and salmon. If you want to try trout, that is also an option now. So right now in store, we have the nuggets, the 2-pound for cat and the 6-pound for dog. 20% off?
10%.
10% off. So what's the price on the dog one?
Dog one normally $37.99 comes down to $34.19.
$34.19 on sale. That's with the 10% discount. And for the kitty?
Normally $25.99 down to $23.39.
$23.39 for the kitty. So these are 2 fun options if you're looking for a fish choice. I will tell you here, Delilah, I'm going to give these back to you because they're their cold and their frozen items. I will tell you that fish, there are not a lot of options for fish. Fish can be great for picky pets. It can be great for animals that need to be on a fish-based diet only. It helps with skin and coat. Even those are complete and balanced formulas. You could still integrate it in with some dry food. You could use it as a topper. Anytime you can get some fresh food added into the diet, we always encourage it. Fresh food is great. It helps with hydration, helps with moisture, helps with digestion. Trout is, if you follow traditional Chinese medicine, trout is a hot food. It falls with venison and lamb, where salmon's on the warming side, whitefish is on the cooling side. But for the most part, it's pretty tricky to balance a all fish diet. So that's why you don't see a lot of all fish diets with frozen food options. So why don't you go put those back in the freezer, because they're probably going to melt quick, especially those little cat nuggets. And then I believe Delila said she is going to be doing a bag. She's going to sample out some cat. So, man, cats are picky. I'm telling you guys, you really have to work with your kitties. So if you want to try the trout option for kitties, Monday when Delila comes in, she is going to sort and sample out a bag of the trout formula for kitties. So catch us sometime next week, and we can definitely get you one of those samples. We'll have limited supply, but if you're not sure, or you feed raw and you want to try something different but not sure if your cat will eat the trout, come in and grab a sample. Right? Is that everything that we had for the other in-store items that we had going on? Okay. We still have, obviously, our monthly specials. We talked about those last week. We're still running the Primal, the 14-ounce freeze-dried. If you buy a Primal 14-ounce freeze-dried cat or dog, you get one of the 16-ounce elixirs for free. You can earn up to 6 of those. So that's happening through May. So you have all the rest of this month and next month to get those. And that is an in-store only. And that, unfortunately, is governed by the manufacturer, so we can only offer those in-store. All right. You want to go grab me? So now we're on to worms, unless we have any other questions. Would you mind grabbing a couple of the deworming products that we have? Worms. Worms are gross. They're so weird. Okay, as gross as worms are, to me, I mean, we all have different interests, but I think worms are interesting. And the fact of how they create a symbiotic relationship in the body, they mask themselves to trick the body to believe that they belong in the body, right? So who has dealt with worms in the past? Let me know. Have you dealt with worms? Have you dealt with, most of the time we see intestinal parasites. That's probably the most common type of worm that we see. But there's other internal parasites that dewormers can help with. So there's worms that love to live in the lungs. There's worms that love to live in the esophagus, like right at the stomach opening. So it's the esophageal sphincter. So that weird combination of like an alkaline and acidic environment, worms like to hang out there. Heartworms, worms of the blood, filaria. We have hookworm. We have whipworm. We have flukes. Those are weird. Has anyone ever seen a fluke before? There's just all kinds of stuff. And some of those worms can cause major disruption and major issues in the body, whether it's malabsorption or nutrients or bloating. Obviously, heartworm, some of the worms can be deadly. So we have heartworm that could get stuck or lodged in the lungs, or the blood, essentially. So those can be issues as well. And then, so those are like internal parasites or internal worms. And then we also have external parasites, which are called ectoworms. facto, and that is your fleas, your ticks, your mites, your scabies, like all of those creepy crawly things that are externally, but typically are correlated to the internal as well. So a lot of times if your internal terrain or your internal digestive system, your blood isn't balanced, or it's not like the alkaline and acidic levels aren't correct, then we start having all of those other things that come along with it. So as silly as this sounds, there's a lot of thought processes from deworming. Many times, if you have a dog in the house that has like intestinal parasites, so you visibly see roundworm or tapeworm in the stool, most often your veterinarian will say, just do everybody in the house, and try and get, they have the belief that if one pet has it, everybody has it. Sometimes that's true, sometimes that's not. Heartworms come from mosquitoes. So mosquitoes they have to bite your pet and inject essentially the filaria, and then from there it has to transform into heartworm and then begin to build. So we have more adult worms, and that's actually when the problems typically come about, is when the adult worms ball into a large spot that either most often they get lodged in the lungs. And you can even see scarring like on an x-ray if there was a dog with heartworm or something of that nature. So heartworm we often see in pets that come from a rescue situation. Maybe they didn't have the nutrition, or they don't have the hygiene, or they're malnourished, or that started from like the beginning when they were puppies, and it just kind of morphed. So there's all types of reasons that those things could come about. So my belief, or my schooling, and along with Dr. Dupree, who I studied under, who was the homeopathic veterinarian, is that worms also aren't stupid by any means. They're also not, if they kill you, or they kill the host, or they kill your pet, then they also die. So oftentimes worms produce secretions to try and hide and mask in the body because they don't want to be found by the immune system. We often say that it's not necessary to do a deworming and do it often. But if your dog eats dirt, or your dog, there's a lot of, like, in the human realm of things, basically if you garden, if you eat meat, if you play outside, if you travel out of the country, or if you have pets, they basically say that most of the people that do any of those things most likely have a parasite load to some degree. It depends on what the variance is. Our pets can get them, again, from being outside, eating poop that was infected, going to daycare, and maybe being around a dog that had infected stools. There's a variance of ways that cats and dogs can also get parasites. Fleas also typically equal tapeworm, so those two things kind of go together as well. But you can do a deworming at any time of the year. There is no like specific herbal program or herbal supplement that is heartworm specific. And a lot of times, because that has the heartworm disease associated with it, it needs to be treated by a veterinarian. But most often, if you do herbal dewormings, you're deworming for everything. So that could be liver flukes, or pancreatic flukes, or whipworm, or hookworm, or intestinal parasites, or heartworm, or filaria. Like, it kind of covers the whole gamut. We typically say spring and fall is a good cleansing time, especially around the full moon. So spring and fall. If you've never seen intestinal parasites with your pet, here are kind of some symptoms that can be common. So obviously itching their butt, scooting their butt, licking their butt, eating stool outside. This is kind of a wild one, but even chewing on nails. So most humans that have typically some sort of parasite load are nail biters, or they chew on their nails. And I have seen dogs do that as well. Sometimes it's explosive diarrhea. Sometimes it comes out as like what looks like an allergy. So runny nose, stuffy nose, coughing, hay fever type symptoms that can sometimes be equated to parasites. In humans, sometimes the eyelashes are kind of on the wonky side. They all tend to cross. We obviously don't see that too much with our cats and dogs. Anxiety, restlessness at night. I know, again, that sounds crazy, but a lot of times parasites love to keep people and pets up at night. So you're trying to lay down, you're trying to relax, and your pet can't get comfortable. That might also equate to that. And then obviously just seeing them. So seeing them in the stool, if your dog is to go outside and poop. So roundworm and tapeworm are going to be your most obvious. You're not probably going to see like eggs per se, unless you did a fecal test at your veterinarian's office. But roundworm looks like spaghetti or a rubber band. So it's kind of like wrapped around the stool, and they're usually alive. They're typically moving, which I think that's what makes people super grossed out. And then tapeworm actually is segmented. So it looks like little rice pieces. Now here's the trick with tapeworm. Those little rice pieces are not the whole worm. The actual like sucker portion of the head or the mother of the tapeworm is still somewhere in the intestines. So we have to get that out in order to completely flush out and get rid of the tapeworm. The other gross thing about worms is they can lay thousands of eggs a day. Thousands. So the sooner you can get a hold of it and get some herbal remedies on board, the faster you can flush things out of the body. So now when it comes to pets, we have a couple options. We have a liquid and a capsule, which is great. We also grab the diatomaceous earth for me. So this is great because if you have kitties, the cats probably aren't going to take a capsule. It's pretty bitter herbs. They're probably not going to like it. Where the No More Worms would be easy to get, squirt it directly in the mouth or put it in some canned food and disguise it. Where the cleanse capsules are going to be great for dogs. They're going to be a little easier to disguise. And then this goes by weight. So both of these go by weight. And then my other favorite one, especially for tapeworm, is using diatomaceous earth, food grade diatomaceous earth. So you got to be careful. There are Tractor Supply stores that sell diatomaceous earth. People use it for gardening and they use it for in their pools. You want to make sure it's food grade. But this goes in and kind of like chops up that tapeworm and gets it out of the digestive system. So the trick is when you do a deworming, a natural dewormer, is it sometimes takes a little bit longer than just like one capsule from your veterinarian. So there's Drontal, there's why are the worming ones not coming to my mind? I was just thinking about another one. There's a couple different like veterinary prescribed. It's like a once and done capsule. Most oftentimes, though, they have to do it more than once, and here's why. It doesn't surprise me. So you have to do the same thing when you're working with like an herbal deworming as well. So typically when we do an herbal deworming, we do 7 days on. So that means you give the supplement for 7 days. You give it a break for 7 days, so 7 days off, and then you go back and do another 7 days of giving the supplement. So what happens is when you are doing a deworming and you're killing parasites and you're getting them out of the body, those parasites actually secrete hormones that they're messengers. It tells the eggs to hatch. So if you just do 7 days on, you're killing the adult parasites, but we're not doing anything for the eggs that are hatching. So we have some time there. So we have some eggs that are hatching that when we go back in and do the second round of the 7 days back on, we're actually going through and clearing that out again. Now, if there is a pretty severe infestation, you might have to do a couple rounds of that or continue that for a few months. Sometimes it's depending on the animal or the pet. I have seen some cats and dogs need like 6 months of deworming straight. And sometimes you get to some of these parasites, man, they're like lodged in there and they are holding tight. And sometimes it takes 90 days just to make them mad to start evicting. So once you start getting them out of the body, after that, you can really start flushing all of them out. Most often people start, it's not, you don't ever want it dramatic. These aren't going to cause like your dog to have massive diarrhea. You might see some of the stool, some of the eggs, or not the eggs, but like the smaller like just hatched eggs or adult worms in the stool. But if you have filaria or flukes, most of the time you're not going to see those. Flukes look like little leaves wrapped up. Some people mistake it. It almost looks like salad in the stool, for lack of better words. So some people confuse that with maybe like a food item, or it's not, like an undigestible fiber. So sometimes it's just not having the awareness of what it looks like. And of course, sometimes our mind plays tricks on us, like, no way, that can't be, and I don't want to know what that is. When you have some of the parasites in like hookworms, whipworms, filaria that live in the blood, in the lymphatic system, you're not going to see that in the stool. They're microscopic. They're very small. It's just making an environment that is not conducive to having a living environment for the parasites. You're trying to correct that and get them out of there, if that makes sense. Do we have questions? I'm sure there's a whole bunch of questions. So this is just to be clear, this is not the end all be all. We have other herbs that we combine during consultations. So if your pet has had long time severe issues and parasites, it might be best to set up a consultation so we can put together a supplement program together that works best for your pet. These are kind of some great knee jerk supplements. I've had, like I said, I've had a client, a customer that had a cat that had diarrhea for 6 months. And I'm not talking about just like watery soft stool. I'm talking about like explosive water stool, where to the point that the cat was locked in the bathroom because it had it was just ruining carpets and furniture and things like that. Once we got the parasites gone and we got the diet corrected, the cat has normal stools and it's out and about in the house now. We've seen where full moons can sometimes bring out intestinal parasites. You'll see them more. Or sometimes in the summertime, if your dog's outside a little bit more and more in nature, you might see parasites more often or picked up then. But worms aren't the end of the world. They can be fixed. They can be evicted. Get them out. They can be evicted. Sometimes it just takes time.
Melissa asked, do the worming herbs provide nutritional benefits?
So Melissa is asking if the worming herbs provide nutritional benefits. Absolutely. Every herb actually provides some sort of benefit, whether it's balancing the body or helping the body absorb nutrition. So sometimes you have to get rid of the parasites in order for the intestinal wall and the cells to accept the nutrition. For example, I'll use black walnut. Black walnut is oftentimes used as a mild dewormer, but it's great for yeast problems. It's great for iodine. It's great for skin and coat issues. But black walnut does provide quite a few nutritional benefits. So yes, absolutely. What are the other questions?
That's all we got so far.
I'm surprised we didn't hear. Did we see any like, oh my God, worms are making babies?
Well, Tim Wallace made the little like vomit emoji.
Oh yes, the vomit emoji. Yay, worms! I see it now. So I will tell you, as a pet owner and caregiver, if you have never done a deworming and you have lived with pets most of your life, or you like gardening, or you travel out of the country, or you eat out at restaurants, you probably need a deworming. It's always entertaining when the grossness factor that goes with it. But most often, I will tell you, there's a large amount of us that are walking around that also probably need a parasite cleanse as well, including myself. So we all are just breeding grounds for apparently parasites. Gross. We will be posting a couple blogs here coming up in the next week, going out in our newsletter a little bit more in depth about heartworm prevention. I will tell you, I tell all of our customers, it is a personal preference whether or not you choose to use heartworm. And I often recommend the summer months here in Michigan. We are not a high elevated state like Florida or somewhere else where there's mosquitoes year round and it's warm year round. In Michigan, it's typically your summer months. So usually it starts, we typically see that starting Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend, where we have hot weather for several days in a row, 24 hours a day. And that is part of the cycle of heartworm. And just so you guys understand a little bit too, heartworm works backwards. So ivermectin and heartworm medications, they don't work prophylactically forward. They actually work backwards. So it's actually doing a deworming for the past 30 days. Most of the heartworm medication you can get away with doing every 45 days as well. So, talk to your veterinarian. Sometimes you can play around with the dosage and the amount depending on your pet and how much they weigh and things of that nature. I know there's a lot of gimmicks and marketing tactics and things like that. Like if you buy 12 month supply, you get a $10 rebate and things of that nature. But if you can avoid doing some of the harsh chemicals in the winter months, I say more power to you. It lets your dog's body replenish, renourish, and rebalance. So,
Kimberly Wallace asking, 4 or 6 week old kittens use the herb deworming?
Can small kittens use the deworming? Good question, Kimberly. I would say it depends on their state. I would probably go with something a little bit more mild, like the black walnut, over the tinctures with the kitties. And I guess it depends on their overall vitality. So if you had kittens that were pretty low vitality, I would probably use something that is more mild, where once you get to like the 8 and 10 week mark, I think you could go with something a little bit stronger. At that point, again, depending on their vitality, I think you kind of need to work with that as well. For what's going on. You might even need to work on deworming mom if mom is around. So I know in the rescue situation, that's not always possible. You could probably also use the diatomaceous earth externally on the kittens. So if there's fleas involved and things like that, the diatomaceous earth can be used on blankets and beddings and things of that nature. So you could probably get away with not putting it on it, the diatomaceous earth on them directly topically, but you could probably put it in their bedding area, which would also help. So yeah, I would say that's kind of one of those, you need to assess the situation and see what's going on overall, the whole encompassing situation. So
she also asked, does the liquid deworming, what does it taste like, and will cats eat it?
Good question. I have not tasted the No More Worms. I'm trying to think if I have a No More Worms open at home, because I'll go home and taste it. I have no problem doing that. I want to say I do have No More Worms at home. I will go home and taste it for you, Kimberly. So the herbs that are in here is black walnut, wormwood, cloves, grapefruit, Oregon grapefruit, cassia, rue, and garlic. So I'm going to say it's probably a little bit on the bitter side. Wormwood is pretty astringent and bitter. So I'll go home and taste it. I don't know if I can give you an accurate description. Lewis is pretty good at that. He can usually pick out like all the different notes, especially when someone's cooking or whatnot. So Lewis might have something added for you. The other thing that I love about the No More Worms is because of the entire Earth Animal line, all of their supplements, they actually add they actually add flower essences, so it helps with some of the emotional component that's there. So if your dog has anxiety or feels like it's going nuts or like what is happening internally, that can help with both physical and emotional. So that's one of my favorites about the Earth Animal products.
And then Gail Volko asked, how critical is it to have heartworm testing before starting meds for summer months?
All right, so Gail is asking how critical it is to have a heartworm test before summer months. So if you have not done heartworm all winter, I would probably get a blood panel done. So I can tell you that I personally made the personal decision to not give my dogs and cats heartworm medication. And I had blood work done about once a year to check on them, see if there was anything there. I personally never had an issue. My Pitty mix, when she was about 11 and a half, she started having some heart issues. Took her in. They swore up and down. They thought for sure it was heartworm. She didn't, of course they instantly made a judgment that because I had never given heartworm that she automatically had heartworm disease or heartworm. So there is a difference between having heartworms and heartworm disease. So those are two different things as well. But they instantly made the assumption that she had heartworm disease. She did not. We had other things happening. We had some congestive heart failure. We had fluid around the heart and the lungs. But she had no heartworms at all. So, I always say that knowledge is power. So if you go in and you do a test and it is negative, it's sometimes kind of a decision based on each pet owner. But I think it gives you just a little bit more knowledge of what to do and how to proceed. And if there are any problems, it's, a way to catch it early on. But most often when you have good hygiene and good nutrition on board and you're feeding a good diet, it's pretty rare that heartworm is going to be an issue.
And then Melissa Berman asked, what about homeopathics added for parasites? Silica comes to mind.
All right. Yes. So Melissa is a fellow homeopath. She's done a couple of our homeopathic courses when Dr. Glenn was coming to Michigan to do them before his passing. So yes, Melissa, there are actually quite a few homeopathics that are used for deworming. Most often we add those on board when we've done deworming and we've done it for a long time and nothing's flushing them out. I'm not opposed to that. I think silica would be a great option. So silica, I think where Melissa is going with this is silica is a remedy that it's often used to basically force foreign things out of the body. So like if we have a splinter or a porcupine quill or something like that that is not supposed to be in the body, that it helps get rid of it. So that would be, I would have to go back and look at the Materia Medica a little bit further. But I do know there is a large list of homeopathic options that can be used for deworming or to help the body recover after like long-term parasitic load. So yes, absolutely. Good thinking on that one. Any other questions that we have about worms? I know you guys, there's so many gross, like, I mean, I could go on and on about worms. So, okay, worms are gross. Yes, worms are gross. Bacteria is gross, that the blah, blah, blah. But if you think about it, we have to have something that actually breaks down matter and materials and things of that nature. So, I had an instructor once, go over the whole parasites and like bacteria and whatnot. And if you think about it, we have to have something that has a decomposition value. So, think about every fall, our leaves fall off the tree and they end up in a pile and they end up in the yard. And over the winter months, whether it's the snow or mold or fungus or bacteria, something actually eats that up and actually breaks it down and puts it back into earth. And oftentimes, unless you live in a city lot where they recommend clearing it, or if you're dealing with animals that might have leaf droppings and things like that in your yard, out in the middle of nowhere, if you have 40 acres up north, nobody goes and rakes it. Nobody goes and puts it into a pile and puts it out to the curb to be hauled off. It actually naturally decomposes back into the ground, into the earth, and replenishes. So, all of these things, although they're gross and we know more about them and we're like, oh, worms are having more worms in our body. There's a reason for it. There's whether it's a breakdown of how your body is absorbing nutrients or at the cellular level, or if there's something more happening internally that needs support. There's reasons for all of these things that happen in our world and in our environment. Both internally and externally, out of our own home, our own shell, as well as our pet, right? So, it's nothing to be fearful of. It's nothing. It's, we all need self-care. We all need work and balancing every day on making ourselves the best that we can be, as well as our pets. So it's not the end of the world. I know sometimes from the conventional standpoint, it sounds like it's this big, bad, scary thing. It's not. It's everyone handles it differently. Everyone handles parasite loads differently. Some people are more prone to them. Some pets are not. It can be all over the board. There's a wide gamut of it, but it can be worked on. There are herbs to help you. You don't have to take a pharmaceutical. You don't have to be sick over it. Sometimes long-term chronic illness can be a parasite load, believe it or not, for pets and for people. So there's lots of things that play a role in that. Leaky gut, stool issues that I already mentioned, but we're all a work in progress, including our pets. So the more that we concentrate on their nutrition and health and hygiene, the better they're going to be in the long run. So nothing to be afraid of. We can all work on it. Let's see here. What has Melissa said? Melissa has a good comment here. It's kind of a long one, but let's see. It says, I, too, have never given heartworm prevention meds to any of my bulldogs. Never had one come up with heartworms. The only dog I ever had that had a heartworms was a shepherd mix, and got his proper heartworm meds. He was also kibble fed at one point. He was my teacher dog. Yes, every dog comes along to teach us, dog and cat. I always tell people sometimes you have to look at the blessings. Sometimes they come along to teach us lessons, and we just don't know maybe what those are yet. It might take a little bit of time before we understand what those teachings are. She said that was 20 years ago. Gail, thank you for the humor, Gail. She says colonoscopy prep probably gets rid of them as well. Oh, goodness. Thank you for the humor tonight. And Kimberly says, thank you. You're welcome, of course. The fun stuff. Oh, the fun. There's always fun with our pets. They're always teaching us something new. So, all right. So I think that wraps up tonight. That was a long-winded conversation about worms. I know they're fun, right? Delilah, do we know what we're talking about next week? What is next week? I think next week might be, or do we have 2 more weeks? Nope. Are we doing our box next week, or are we waiting for another week? Delilah and I have to figure out next week. We'll figure it out. But we will be back next Saturday. I feel like I agree. I think it was Ashley Hinton that says, like, energy's been sucked. I feel like I've been in a fog the last week trying to figure out. We just have a lot going on. We have a lot of moving parts. Delilah and I have been working on some fun snack boxes for the upcoming summer months. So we have one for May. We have one for June. We have one for July. Do we have August? Do we have one for August?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. Yes. Delilah's questioning herself. See, that's what I'm talking about. But so Delilah and I have been working behind the scenes, putting together a lot of this fun stuff for you guys to make sure we have awesome things. So we'll have some Comment Sold nights coming up here. So if you are new and have not been on Comment Sold yet, we will help you out when that day comes. We will get you prepped. All right. But if anyone has any questions, any further questions, or you're catching us on replay, if you wouldn't mind, #replay, let us know that you're watching. We will get all the toys online. We have some things to do behind the scenes here. So we will tag you guys. If you're interested in a toy, we'll tag you. Jennifer will pull your toys aside. We'll make sure we have those, ready to go for you probably Monday. Perfect. So, all right. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and a good rest of your weekend. Make it a great day tomorrow, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.